From rising tennis star to the head of a multi-million-dollar crime operation.
He got addicted to the fact that he was making money illegally.
Todd Becker is having his cake and eating it too.
He's the smartest criminal that I've known in 22 years in this business.
But when fortunes turn, he'll sacrifice even his nearest and dearest for the sake of greed and grand larceny. "33-year-old Todd Becker is presiding over a scene of perfect bliss.
Glad you could make it.
His pretty wife, Kathy, has spent a fortune throwing Todd the ultimate party at the swankiest country club in town, and it shows.
Marjolaine! Hi! Oh, it's so good to see you.
His children are by his side, and he's even flown his two brothers, Bill and Dwayne, in from Florida for the big day. All expenses paid.
To other people, the Beckers had the perfect life. His house was paid for. There was money in the bank for children to go to college.
Todd is the perfect father, the perfect provider, the perfect husband. Perhaps too perfect. It's a facade he's been perfecting for decades. Raised in the beachside town of Port St. Lucie, Florida, Todd is one of 3 boys. His mother is a devoted homemaker. His father, a respected cop. Todd's dad decides to quit the force to sell encyclopedias. He also attempts to make money through less honest schemes.
His dad got into some trouble through his business practices and was convicted of some fraudulent charges and had to spend some time in jail.
Todd was probably 13, 14 years old when my father got in trouble.
The arrest leaves the family destitute.
His mother had to end up delivering pizzas at night to try to keep the bank from foreclosing on their house.
Hey, Ma, how you doing?
Hi. How are you?
Good. Starving. Thought you were going shopping today.
Hey, listen, I don't have any money. I don't get paid until tonight. But,
Todd decides then and there that he will never want for anything again. He works hard in school and excels in sports. In fact, he's an ace tennis player and the star of the varsity squad.
Here we go.
He also plays at the local country club and makes a little extra cash there on the side. It's Todd's first taste of life among the upper crust. His talents on the court even land him a full scholarship to Central Florida University, where it's more of everything: trophies, attention, and success. The sky is the limit. But then, everything comes crashing down. Todd injures his shoulder in a match, and his game is never the same again. He loses his scholarship, drops out of college, and begins to drift.
would you like another?
Yeah, why not?
And then opportunity comes knocking.
Want to shoot some pool? I'm Michael, by the way.
Hey, Todd.
Todd tells his new friend, Michael, his hard luck story, and as fate would have it, Michael has a unique employment opportunity.
Listen, I might have something for you.
Really?
Michael's business is stealing Apple computers and then selling them for a profit on the black market.
These were Apple computers when Apple computers cost $4,000.
And if Todd wants in on the game, he can make a lot of cash. Todd weighs his options, toil away in pursuit of the American dream, or grab it off the shelf right now.
I think because his family was down on his luck, that Todd felt angry. So he decided he would do anything, even if it meant crossing the line. That's where his criminal life started.
Sure know what's coming.
All right, I'm watching you. Just gotta hurry this up. Almost got it. Let's go. Come on. You got this, man. Come on. I got it.
Todd sees his fortune,
Holy crap.
and all signs point to more. To claim his share of the American dream, former ace tennis player Todd Becker is now using his skills for an entirely different purpose, a life of crime. And he's just hit his first jackpot. Dozens of computers, every one of them worth $2 grand on the black market. Todd nets thousands of dollars. Before long, Todd recruits his brothers to share the wealth and join his illegal business.
I think I have an opportunity that you might be well suited for.
Opportunity.
Yeah, it's,
Dwayne has been trying to make a living doing internet porn with his girlfriend.
You, me, and Bill.
Bill is a failed restaurant manager who works part-time as a Santa's helper at Christmas time.
I need muscle and you need money. Let's be honest.
Todd thinks they both need to aim higher in life.
Computer acquisition, you could call it. Acquisition.
Todd told me that, hey, I got something going on.
You have 15 grand sitting around?
We can get away with it.
That's what we'll be pulling in every night.
Just listen to me,
Talking real money here.
and we can make a lot of money doing it.
Come on, brother, what do you say? Here's the yes. That's what I'm talking about.
The Becker boys are in business.
So there's an electronics store down here.
What are their hours?
This is gonna be deserted tonight.
We had every detail planned in advance, and that's not typical for a burglar. Once they would arrive at the location, they would first cut the phone lines and the alarm. They would then leave the location and wait for 30 minutes to see if law enforcement would respond. If no law enforcement was present, they would enter and they would load up all of the stolen goods into the vehicle and leave.
He's the smartest criminal that I've known in 22 years in this business.
And he always offloads the stolen goods
All right, Chip, take a look.
as quickly as possible.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Looks like you got at least 20 here.
Oh, yeah, we
Yep.
got at least 20.
It's a real thing, man. I'll take it. Deal, man.
All right.
You got it.
Over the next 2 years, Todd and his brothers make hundreds of thousands of dollars stealing computers. And Todd takes the biggest piece of the pie, 65%.
Todd would justify that money distribution by telling them a few things. Number one, if you don't like it, you can hit the road. Number two, I do all the work. I do all of the casing. I decide where it's going to be. I pay all the expenses.
And number 3, if they ever land in jail, Todd will be there to bail them out. As a criminal entrepreneur, Todd now has the means to grasp his American dream. The only thing missing is a family of his own. And then he meets Kathy.
Kathy grew up in a poor West Texas environment. Todd told her he wanted to have a great little family business with a great little family. And to Kathy, that kind of life sounded ideal.
When the couple gets engaged, Kathy believes she's probably hooked the most successful computer salesman in Texas. They have a spectacular wedding, and children soon follow. They move into an upscale suburb with a white picket fence. But he neglects to tell her that his life is funded illegally.
He was so addicted to the American dream, to living his modern-day version of Warden June Cleaver.
In order to meet the demands of his idyllic new life, Todd needs to expand the business. And soon, during a routine computer burglary, he does.
Todd!
What you got?
Come have a look at this.
Holy moly.
One of his brothers saw a small safe and said, "Let's take it."
On you. 2, 3.
And they ripped it out of the wall and took it along with them.
And back at home, they get to work cracking it open.
Mother of mercy!
Gotta be kidding me.
Suddenly it occurred to Todd that this was a whole new way of committing crimes that no one ever tried before.
Boys, we are done with computers. This is our business now.
This was a very easy way to get straight cash.
Can't argue with that.
It's free money.
There's at least 12 grand in here.
But Todd is about to find out the hard way that free money always comes at a price. To keep up with the increasing financial demands of his oversized American dream, Todd Becker expands his business model. Now, instead of stealing computers and selling them through a middleman, the Becker clan starts stealing safes from businesses. For over 10 years, nothing goes wrong and business booms. Once, they pull over $140,000 in cash from one safe alone. And no one suspects Todd Becker of being anything but perfect.
People in his life thought that he was a successful computer salesman and he was living the dream that everyone would like to live.
And no one has bought into that dream more than Todd's wife, Kathy. She seems blithely unaware that Todd's fortune is built on lies and larceny. Little does she know, the downward spiral has already begun.
Glad you could make it.
The more Todd gets, the more Todd wants. And without one bust in over a decade, he starts to feel invincible.
He was so addicted to the American dream, but then he got addicted to the thrill of the crime. He got addicted to the fact that he was good at beating the cops. He got addicted to the fact that he was making money illegally without really hurting anybody.
And as the business expands, Todd finds he needs to hire more staff. So he decides to bring a down-on-his-luck neighbor named Joey Thompson into the fold, and an old childhood friend named Paulo Rodriguez.
¿Qué pasa? Yeah.
Paulo and Joey may appreciate Todd Becker's generosity, but his older brother, Dwayne, does not. More members of the team mean less of a cut for him.
Dwayne always wanted more money, and he wanted Todd to just give him more money,
You are my friend.
Thanks.
No, gracias.
which Todd wouldn't do.
Is this it? I want the money I had before you brought these clowns on board.
Dwayne, we have a bigger operation. We need more employees.
Fat and stupid's no way to go through an operation.
Resentment grows between the two brothers. It all comes to a head when Becker and his crew break into a rib restaurant and try to dislodge a 500-pound safe with a gas-powered saw.
The blade broke. So they ran to Home Depot, bought a power saw blade, raced back to the rib joint, finished the job, and were headed down the street when they realized they had left the power saw itself in the rib joint.
He ran back in the restaurant, grabbed the saw and ran back out.
But on the way out, he runs right into the cook, who's just arrived for his morning shift.
So it's actually a real comedy of errors.
Todd narrowly escapes, but this is the closest call he's ever had. He vows to get back on track and be more careful next time.
Morning. Did you get breakfast?
I got breakfast.
But soon after, before Todd can even start thinking about his next heist, Dwayne calls.
Hello? Hey. What?
He's in jail.
I'm gonna be there as soon as I can. Do not talk to anyone.
Will Dwayne keep the family secret, or will the disgruntled brother finally betray Todd Becker's crimes and deceit? After a safe-cracking heist goes horribly wrong, Todd Becker vows to get the gang back on track. But the whole operation gets derailed when his brother Dwayne lands in jail, not for burglary, but for domestic violence.
Brother, you gotta get me out of here, quick.
What are you in for?
You know, my girlfriend, she just won't shut up.
So you hit her?
He had hit his girlfriend in the mouth and knocked out her 2 front teeth. His bond was $10,000.
Todd had always promised his brothers that he would get them out of trouble.
He said, if anything ever happens, I got your attorney, I'll bond you out.
But for Todd, stealing safes is one thing. Domestic violence is another thing altogether.
You're on your own.
I'm your brother.
I'm not taking care of this.
Why?
Because you know what the rules are. There's no violence and you don't hit women.
Dwayne has stepped over Todd's moral line.
So you're gonna leave me in here right away? I'm your brother.
There was no bonding out, so his word to me was just nothing anymore.
You're gonna be sorry for this. Let's go.
Todd leaves his brother to languish behind bars.
Dwayne was angry at Todd and wanted revenge.
And he gets it. Dwayne tells a detective that he knows something about a string of unsolved break-ins, and then he spills his guts.
So I started talking.
He tells detectives all about the Becker gang, all about Todd being the mastermind behind the thefts. He doesn't miss a detail. And he doesn't even ask for a deal.
It was 33 hours that Dwayne and I were together, non-stop talking. I realized that we had gone from there's some guy at the jail that wants to talk to you, to, oh my goodness, the mother lode.
Armed with Dwayne's statement, cops head to Todd's house, where his American dream falls to pieces.
Todd? Honey?
What's going on here?
Mr. Becker,
Yes?
we have a warrant for your arrest.
Well, hold on
I
a
need you to
second.
come with
Hold
us.
on. This is some kind of mistake. This is some kind of misunderstanding.
What's going on?
Honey, we're gonna figure this out.
Todd is led out of his perfect house, on his perfect street, in his perfect clothes, in handcuffs. And just like his father had done to him, his family is left to fend for themselves.
Todd wants everyone to think that he's the all-American great model dad. I think at some point he even got to where he believed that himself.
Todd and the rest of the Becker gang are out of business. Bill and Dwayne each received 2-year sentences for their role in the robberies. And for Todd, the never-ending quest for the good life gets him over 4 years in jail.
He had all the tools and gifts to be a legitimately successful person. And instead, he used his gifts of charm and intelligence to basically waste away his life.
The bottom line is, Todd is two things. He's a criminal and a cold-hearted son of a bitch.